Welcome to the Pulsating Biology. We are covering the topic for the Olevels Biology, that is chapter number 13, Excretion. We have already covered a lot of chapters, and this chapter is quite a smaller chapter. We'll try to cover it in the as less number of lectures as possible. So when you talk about the term excretion, the first thing that comes into your mind is what is meant by the term excretion. Excretion basically defines something that is being excreted out of the body, something that is being separated. So this is the term, that is excretion basically takes place in the human body, and all the substances that are not required by the body is excreted out of the body, that may kind of put the harm towards the body. So when you talk about the excretion, you need to understand that excretion involves the removal of two substances. So it involves the removal of two substances. Either is the toxic material. The toxic material is a kind of the material that basically are harmful towards the body. Please to mention that the toxic material and the poisonous material are two different things. Poisonous material does not harm the body. However, it is basically killed by the body itself, while toxic material is excreted out of the body. Other than toxic material, we have waste products. So the waste product that is produced as the result of metabolism of the body that is excreted out of the body. So commonly the two main waste products that we often hear is the carbon dioxide, and it also includes the urea. When you talk about the carbon dioxide and urea, you need to understand that why waste products are very important to be excreted out of the body. Why? It is because the waste product, if it is not excreted out of the body, that may cause a lot of harm towards the certain organs of the body to which they are directed. For example, if the urea is not excreted out of the body, it basically causes harm towards the kidney. And when you talk about the carbon dioxide not being excreted out of the body, it causes harm towards the lung, that ultimately causes the harm towards the entire body. So this is a process of the excretion that is very important in the human body, and all of the waste material and all of the substances that are not required by the body are basically excreted out of the body. This is the entire phenomena of the excretion. When you talk about the excretion process, the majorly very important group that is very commonly heard is the amino group. When you talk about the amino group, you need to understand first what is the structure of an amino group, and then we are going to talk about the detail in the further lectures. Let's talk about the structure of the amino group. In the amino group, there are basically three structures involved. Firstly, the amino group itself. Then we have the side chain. And then thirdly, we have the third structure, that is the carboxyl group. These three structures basically joins together to form the entire structure of the amino group. Let's make the structure. On the either side, we have the NH3 itself. This is termed as the amino group. We're going to label it in a bit. Then we have the CHR group, that is the side chain group, and thirdly we have the carbon oxygen double bond. We have oxygen and the hydrogen. Have a look at this structure. Similarly, when you talk about this structure, it is broken down into three different groups. So these three different groups tells us how these three structures involves in making the amino group. When you talk about this NH3 is termed to be the phenomena or the formula of the amino group. So the amino group is done whenever we talk about the structure. Next is we have the side chain. When you talk about this R is basically termed as the side chain. That any functional group can be attached to this R. Thirdly, we have the carboxyl group. Carbon, oxygen, and the hydrogen. That means that the carbon is double bonded with the oxygen. That terms as the carboxyl group. So these three side chain amino acid and the carboxyl group together makes up the amino acid structure. We're going to talk about the amino acid structure in a much more detail and how it works in the excretion of a process. Or what is the mechanism of the breakage of the amino group in the further lectures. For now, we are done with the video. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.